How's it going, guys? MissingNo here, and today we are doing another Kaijudo deck profile. This one is probably not necessarily a good deck, but it's something that me and my friend TCGTamer have been thinking about for years. We call it Fight Dragons. Ironically enough, I cut the card Fight from the deck completely. But the whole point of this deck is by winning with your dragons through battle, not attacking. Which might not make sense yet, but I'll do my best to explain as we go on through the video. Like I said, this deck is probably bad. I'm at least having fun with it, which is why I'm sharing it. So let's go up into this. Since this is a dragon deck, you of course have to play some birds. And for birds, we play 3 copies of Umbra. And that's literally it. We don't play light, so you can't play Lux. We don't play water. You can't play Nyx. Kania is bad, and Bluella is even worse. So you get the 1 bird, and that's it. Umbra gives your Dragon Slayer, though, so that is also really cool. We're also playing 3 copies of Sprout, because mana ramp. I needed a 3-drop, and since we can't play Nyx, we chose to play 3 copies of Goop Striker, because, again, it has Slayer, so it can get rid of some other things that you can't necessarily get rid of easily. And then also when it dies, it goes to mana as well, so it's removal and mana acceleration, so I feel it's pretty good. I'm playing 4 copies of Bone Blades because excellent removal is excellent. 3 copies of Rebenso because getting mana and a card in hand is also really, really good. And since we're playing dragons, you of course have to play 3 copies of Herald of Infernus. Whenever this creature wins a battle, just drop a non-evolution dragon from your hand into the battle zone. And that is really, really good. We're playing 3 copies of Ritual of Challenge. This was a rare that came out in Vortex, so if you're not familiar with this card, I don't blame you. It is a 5-cost Shield Blast that says one of your creatures gets 3,000 power, plus 3,000 power until the end of the turn, and it can battle target enemy creature. So, let's say your opponent plays something that's like 6,000, and they have no reason to fear the Herald, right? So, you got your Herald, they break your Ritual of Challenge, activate it. Herald now goes up to 8,000 and just fights that card that they just broke your shield with. And then you can just drop a free giant dragon. And that's pretty good. It's very similar to War Chief Kyo. When War Chief Kyo enters the battle zone, you can target 2 creatures and make them fight. So have Herald kill a thing, get a giant dragon. It's pretty good. We play 2 copies of Tatsira on the Champion. I'm not going to lie, I kind of hate this card and I kind of want to cut it, but I'm not sure for what yet. But 6 for 6,000 plus, double breaker, when it enters the battle zone, put the top card of your deck in the mana zone. And if that card happens to be red, Tatsirion also gets plus 2,000 power and fast attack. So I guess that's okay. Like I said, I'm not really the biggest fan of it. I kind of want to cut it. We are playing 2 copies of Blaze Helix because while all these cards say you can make your opponent battle target enemy creature, the keyword on that is target. And you always have to have an out for Haven, no matter what. So things like War Chief Kyo say battle target enemy creature, and Ritual of Challenge say target enemy creature. You can't target Haven. So you may think like, well, why would you want to battle Haven anyway? Like, you can get to that later. But Blitz Helix is just a straight up nuke for all cards with blocker, including Haven because it doesn't target. So Blaze Helix is in there solely for the fact that it gets rid of Haven. There has been instances where I have used its second effect, which is each of your creatures can attack untapped creatures this turn as though they were tapped. That doesn't come up nearly as often as needing to just wipe the board of blockers, but it can do something for you. Next, we're playing 2 copies of General Skycrusher. 7 for 8,000 Double Breaker. When it enters the battle zone, target something that has 3,000 power or less and kill it. And then whenever one of your other creatures attacks, they gain powerful attack plus 3,000. So something to note with General Skycrusher in particular is he says that whenever they attack, they get powerful attack plus 3,000. You do not get powerful attack if you are attacking through the use of War Chief Kyo, Ritual of Challenge, and Krogan. Because battling and attacking are not the same thing. When you attack, you tap your stuff. Battling, you don't. I guess that's one you can remember how it works, but you're not physically attacking. You're just initiating a fight. So you will not get the plus 3,000 power. It's kind of confusing, I know, but that's just how it be. Of course, play 3 copies of Terrapit because, again, removal is good. And then this is the card that made us build this deck finally after like all these years. Like, we didn't know this card actually existed until years after the game died, and I had like a bunch in my binder. So this is Krogan Blazing Devastation. It is an 8 for 9,000 armored dragon with Double Breaker, with the effect of whenever this creature or one of your other dragons attacks, you may have it battle target enemy creature. So with him on field, it's like you're having a constant War Chief Kyo. So let's say you have a Krogan out and you have your General Skycrusher. So you can go in for a double break with the General Skycrusher. And then since you're also a dragon, you can also battle target enemy creatures. So then you can just kill something that's 7,000 or less. So that's pretty good. I know it's not like the best example, but Krogan just turns everything into something you can just fight immediately, and that's really good. This one is a really funny card that I saw. I'm like, wow, this can punch over Haven if it just straight up attacks the Haven. So this is Iron Vine Dragon. We play 2 of them. It's an 8 for 8,000. It has Double Breaker. And the reason why this card is so funny is because it's like, oh, fast attack or powerful attack, you don't get that. Well, this doesn't have powerful attack. It says, while battling, this creature gains plus 8,000 power. So if you have a Krogan out, and this, you can go in for a double break, and then the Krogan will allow this to force a battle something, so then you can just kill anything that's like less than 16,000 power, which is hilarious. It's definitely not like the best card, and it's probably like a really niche choice. But I thought it was like really funny and it was like too stupid to not play just because it just comes out and just starts hitting things for 16,000 power. It is absolutely unnecessary, but it's just really funny. And when you blindside your opponent and like you just casually swing over a Haven because you can, like, no one sees that coming. That's hilarious. We're playing 1 copy of Eternal Gaia Dragon. Eternal Gaia Dragon. It is an 8 for 11,000 dragon with Double Breaker. And you can play this card from your mana zone if it's in the mana zone. And whenever it dies, it goes into the mana zone so you can get it back again later. I like the card, but it does not test well. I almost never use it, honestly. But there are times where it can shine. That being said, it's not very often. So it's arguably pretty cuttable. But I really want a reason to play this card, and I'm trying really hard to find a reason to. So that's why it's in here right now. And the last card we're playing is one copy of Shadeblaze the Corruptor. Has Double Breaker. Whenever it enters the battle zone, you can target a creature, and it loses 2,000 power until the end of the turn. And then whenever a creature is banished, all of your creatures get fast attack, so it makes your guys super fast. The minus 2,000 power is pretty okay, but I don't know. Shade Blaze is funny, but there's just so many times I feel like it's like not necessarily what I want. It does provide darkness, which is another reason why it's in here, but maybe there's something better I could put in here. I do really want to put in Furnace the Awakens in this deck, but I don't know how. Like the list is currently 40. So maybe I could cut Shade Blaze, but I don't know how much that'd actually like affect the deck if I end up cutting Shade Blaze. Maybe that'd be the better call. Who knows? Maybe cut a Gaia. I don't know. But this is Fight Dragons. It's pretty interesting. Like I said, it's probably like not good at all, honestly. But we're enjoying it. It was a lot of fun to make. We're still kind of tweaking it every once in a while. But if you have this stuff, maybe give it a go. It's pretty funny. I'm not really sure where to go from here. I still have a couple of decks I want to record. One thing I do want to say though is if you're building a dragon deck and it isn't light, dark, fire, or sorry, like the Force of Dragons that just won a lot, or the light, water, fire dragon deck, those are just like the best deck in the game. Any kind of gimmick you put with a dragon deck, know full well that you are basically just building worse dragons. So, like, I feel there's really nothing you can do in this game to, like, really redefine how dragons are played without just making them worse. And I feel we definitely made the deck a lot worse, but we had a lot of fun ruining it. So, that's the deck. I hope you enjoyed it. Give me your thoughts. What would you do to it? And we will catch you guys in the next one.